My name is Megan and I studied abroad in Florence. So adjusting back to St. Joe's has been kind of weird. Like, I missed all my friends so much and being on campus, but also the classes are so much harder and I feel like I'm always just going to school and doing homework. We're abroad. I was kind of going to school, but also traveling a lot and just exploring a lot more. So the coursework is a lot different because abroad I was taking a ceramics class and very basic intro to marketing classes, where here I'm in marketing strategy and policy and very time-intensive work. It was also weird adjusting back to American culture because I was used to saying grazie at the end of whenever I talk to someone, and that's obviously not how it works in America. When I go shopping, everything I see has tax on it, and now I have to get used to adding that back in, where in Europe there was no tax. The price you saw was the price you got, and you could even bargain to get it lower if you wanted to, where in America it's just, they just get you. When I would go grocery shopping, the portions are much smaller obviously in Italy than they are in America, so when I would try and buy for a week at a time, it would just be so much food because you had to buy 7 little things of chicken instead of one giant family pack. And also Italians usually shop for just a few days at a time instead of bulk like we do in America, so I kind of got weird looks when I would go up with my cart full of food and everyone else is just buying one piece of bread and a single sandwich.
I'm Katie and I studied abroad in London last semester. Being back at St. Joe's, it's definitely nice to be able to drive and walk close to campus and stuff like that. So coming back, it was hard to adjust to the Philadelphia city lifestyle compared to the London lifestyle, because in London you won't see a piece of garbage on the ground. It's very, very clean, whereas here you always see garbage on the ground, it's dirty, so kind of coming back to that was almost disappointing. The supermarkets are actually kind of different, at least in their produce department. It's very different because here we work on giving the fresh garden local experience, whereas their produce is literally just thrown into boxes and it's a mess, and the boxes are on the floor instead of being stacked on the shelves. So that was kind of an adjustment when I was there, because here our food looks so clean, at least the produce, and there they didn't really care much to present it well, so that was an adjustment. The food in London is actually not that great. It's not known for having the greatest food. They're known for their fish and chips, which I'm not a big fish person, so I didn't get to try that. But all of their pubs have very similar menus, which is kind of annoying because you want to go to a new pub, but you're kind of getting the same thing to eat. So it was really nice because in London they speak English, so we didn't have to worry about the language barrier when we were there. But they do say things differently, and their accents are sometimes hard to adjust to, their British accents. So for example, instead of saying where's the bathroom, you'd say where's the loo. So it was really cool to be in the same city as the Queen. I did go to Buckingham Palace once, and I saw the London Eye, and that was really cool to see because they had the knights and everyone standing outside doing things you'd normally see in a movie. It kind of came to real life, so that was really cool because here you don't see that at all. You just see people dressed up in FBI outfits. You don't really see the traditional way it used to be years ago, so that was really cool to see.
I'm Lauren Zimmerman and I studied abroad in Rome last semester. So adjusting back to America after being abroad for 4 months was really shocking. It's weird because before going abroad they kind of prepare you, especially with St. Joe's, they have all these meetings that you have to go to beforehand, and they prepare you for the culture shock that you're going to have when you get to a foreign country, and because everything's different, the culture's different, the people are different, so they prepare you for this culture shock to hit. And I think that didn't hit me as much as it did on the way back, reverse culture shock. Coming back to America after being in Italy for 4 months was more shocking to me because it just was, I adjusted to everything in Rome and the whole lifestyle. So when I came back to America, I was lost at first. So the classes I took abroad were a lot easier than classes at St. Joe's. I had a painting class when I was in Rome, so coming now into my senior year, the very next semester, now I'm taking policy, so it's just a total flip of the switch from an easygoing, laid back education atmosphere to this like very structured, you know, taking policy and like multiple honors classes now. Like it's just like life is happening again. My apartment in Rome was kind of far away from like the Temple Rome campus where I was taking classes, and like in like a whole different side of the city kind of. So you had to, there was like, it was one metro line though, so it was pretty simple, but it just was probably like a 10 or 15 minute metro ride to get to class every morning. And I mean, there's options to take the bus too, but the buses there are just crazy because they don't run on any sort of schedule. Like they have a schedule set, but they never show up on time. Like, and sometimes they don't show up at all. So you just, it's so weird because you can't rely on like the schedule of public transportation like you can in America. So that was like, you know, sometimes in order to make it to class on time, I would just have to start walking because that was the only way. It was like, you know, like 20 or 25 minute walk. So that was kind of a hike. So adjusting back to food in America has been rough, honestly. I really got used to, and it was so amazing, Italian food, like pasta all the time, the pizza, obviously amazing. And like pizza here is nothing like it was in Italy. It's just, they don't even do it the same way. Like pizza there is like, you get one individual pizza to yourself and it's just like really thin, and you know, use a knife and a fork to eat it. And like here it's like slice it. Like that was so weird for me. I remember coming back and I'm like, oh, it's like the slice of pizza that you pick up, but like I forgot that that's what you do here. I spoke Italian there as much as I could, but really just got used to greeting people, saying ciao, and you know, like if you're leaving a store, saying like grazie instead of thank you. Like I just got used to those little you know, like simple Italian phrases, so much so that when I came back to America, you know, and I'm just checking out at the grocery store and I start walking away and I'm like, grazie, and like I had to stop myself and realize that I'm in America and we speak English here and I'm supposed to say thank you. I just kept, like I got so used to that, so it was a weird adjustment.